Hello and welcome to Holy Week at the Kemble-Sarawak Zion-Keppel Pastoral Charge. I'm Reverend Heather McCarrel, and I'm glad you've taken time to join us for our short little video. As we draw near to the end of this Lenten season, we look back and see that it has been a very unusual Lent. We started Lent just in time with the restrictions with COVID changed, and we were able to get back into the sanctuary. And now, as we get near the end of Lent, the restrictions are starting to happen again. I went today to deliver Easter cards to some folks here in Owen Sound that live in some of the retirement homes, only to find out that within the last couple of days, they've gone back into lockdown, and I wasn't able to get inside. But also this Lenten season, we have been watching with horror and sadness and disbelief at what is happening over in Ukraine. And as such, we at the Kemble-Sarawak Zion-Keppel Pastoral Charge decided to be a little bit of rebels ourselves. And for Lent, we changed the colors. Usually Lent is purple or lavender, but instead we went with yellow and blue. So like what I'm wearing right now is pretty similar to what I wore for worship over the Lenten season. And at Kemble-Sarawak, we had a display that was up on the piano, and we had a blue and yellow candle that we lit at the beginning of each service. And our anthems, our special music, and our hymns were all about peace. And we also did fundraising to be sent to our Unite Church partners in Ukraine. But we really wanted to hold the Ukraine people in our hearts and our prayers and send them as much energy as we could. Besides, it helped us feel like there was something we could do. And so now as we draw close to Easter, it again feels helpless. We get to gather with our families, we get to be in our homes, and they are so displaced. And so we ask that you continue to hold the people of Ukraine in your prayers over this Easter season. And I also ask that you hold into your prayers those who live in retirement communities and long-term care, who now, for the third Easter in a row, are not able to get out and be with their families during the Easter season because of COVID. And so we'll hold them all in our prayers and trust that this summer that God will be able to open the doors and we'll be able to be well enough to be together again. And so Easter Sunday is almost here. This is the day we pause in the midst that all life holds and acknowledge the power of our great Creator to do a new thing. And it isn't about knowing. It's about faith. We don't know what new thing God is about to do, but we have faith that it'll be good. Like the woman who arrived to an empty tomb, we too acknowledge the wonder, confusion, and even the trepidation that goes along with God's new thing. And if I haven't learned anything as a country preacher, I have learned that country folks are better at knowing more than most how to trust God's new thing. As the muddy days of early spring turn into days of productivity, the almost barren fields turn to shades of green as neatly planted rows of seeds begin to bud. And those once barren trees begin to fill with tiny leaves. And the mucky ditches, well, they're transformed by colorful spring flowers. Yeah, this new thing that God is up to, it becomes evident with each new day. And we will gather on Good Friday to witness the uncomfortable funeral of our Savior. We will sing the hymns, the old rugged cross, and were you there? And before snuffing out the Christ candle, then we'll leave the sanctuary in silence. But we will return in a jubilant mood only 2 days later. Easter Sunday has always been a cause for celebration. Extra decorations are placed in the sanctuary. The black cloth on the cross is replaced with white. And folks arrive with an extra spring to their step and a joyful ring to their singing. And this Easter, we will add a new decoration to our sanctuary, 2 Ukrainian blow-in Easter eggs. You see, at one church I served, there was a member who came from a Ukrainian family, and he had the gift of creating these beautiful eggs. So over the years that I served in his church, he gifted me twice with these priceless masterpieces. And they have a special place in my china cabinet. But this year, in honor of our prayers and concerns for Ukraine, they will be placed on the communion table. And may they be a reminder of those who are displaced and in great need of God's new thing this Easter. And we'll gather at sunrise on the shores of Georgian Bay at the base of a cross, and together with the waves and the birds, sing of God's newness. And later in the morning, we'll gather again in a stained-glass sanctuary, ready to lift the roof with the traditional hymn, Jesus Christ is risen today. So may the renewal of life at Easter bring new blessings of love, hope, peace, happiness, and good health to everyone. So happy Easter, everyone.